Guess who's back? Back again. The shed is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Here we are, Weather Shed 3.0, giving another run at it. And I just wanted to start this reboot looking ahead here for our winter. On your screen, we have the Climate Prediction Center's 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. And I wanted to bring this up because it does go through the 29th. And if you didn't know, Thanksgiving is on a Thursday this year. Happens to be the 27th. So within range of this outlook. And you can see we're pretty much leaning above, maybe a 50% chance of being above average for your temperature during that time period. And precipitation, equal chances, which this time of year really doesn't mean a whole lot. But let's take a look a little further into the winter as a whole. And again, the Climate Prediction Center, which I just want to take a moment to recognize the folks within NOAA, includes the Climate Prediction Center, the National Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center. They were all working and updating these websites that we all utilize during the entirety of the shutdown. So just hats off to them for showing up and continuing to work despite all that nonsense. So at any rate, here we are looking at our November, December, January time frame. And here in central Iowa, basically average, maybe leaning slightly above average, but I think we are in a kind of a fairly neutral pattern, I guess you would call it, conditions for El Nino and La Nina. We're in a very weak La Nina currently, so that's not going to have a great impact on our weather here this winter, it seems to be looking. So that's why if you look at these, both the temperature and the precipitation, they're pegging us pretty much normal. Again, yeah, precipitation for the winter. And to give you an idea of what normal means, I looked at the Des Moines National Weather Service. They put together a document of all kinds of different weather records and averages and things like that. And this is basically what we're looking at for the whole winter, or sorry, for the whole season, for the whole year, 36.5 inches, which of course most of that falls during the winter. And you might be wondering, why is it only through 2020? Well, with climatological records and determining normals or norms, the powers that be, I guess, essentially look at a 30-year period, and they only roll over that 30-year period basically every 10 years. So it was updated in 2020, and it will update again in 5 years in 2030. So we're kind of in that, right in the middle of that update. And you can see in November, basically Iowa averages 2.7. Not just Iowa. This is specifically central Iowa, and I believe Des Moines. December, a little higher at 7.9. January, 9.4. Most of the state actually gets most of their snow in January, but we seem to be a little bit higher in February on average. And then it starts to taper off into March and, of course, April and May. For the record, no snow or anything to average out for June and July. Duh. Anyway, where we are so far, season to date, this is basically going back to September 30th. And we had that little bit of a snowstorm last week. It was kind of weird. Here at the Weather Shed, we had just like this localized dumping, literally like an inch, collected on the vehicles, the roofs, the lawns. But if I went 2 blocks to the south, to the east, to the north, nothing. So anyway, Polk County, we have 1/10 of an inch on record. Heavier amounts back up here towards northwest Iowa. But obviously, we are just beginning winter. In fact, we're still in fall. Looking ahead, just to give you a little tease, a little bit of precipitation for your Monday and Tuesday. And here in central Iowa, not really going to add up a whole lot. This is looking at the GFS model, or the American model, I guess you could call it. And yeah, just giving us a trace, higher amounts of precipitation farther north. And QPF, if you didn't know, is quantitative precipitation forecast. And just for good measure, we'll look at the Euro model. It's a little more generous, giving us here in central Iowa maybe 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. This should all fall in the form of rain for us. Maybe some flurries, light snow up in far northeast Iowa. But in the meantime, do enjoy your Sunday. I know I may look a little red. I was out raking leaves this afternoon, and I think I got a little bit of a sunburn. So tomorrow will be dry with highs in the low 50s. Again, thanks for tuning into the Weather Shed. Really subscribe. Make sure you're notified. That way you get the latest videos when they are most relevant to you. And as an added note, we have turned on the community section on YouTube. You can access this on your phone, where normally it was just the creator, myself, posting, but now you can actually go on and post. And I'd like to hear what you'd like to know about the weather. If you have any interesting weather photos, videos, anything like that you want to post, and just share that with myself and the other viewers. So until the next video, which may be tomorrow, we'll see. Have a good night.